beautiful people. The sun is shining and the first blooms of spring are starting to spring. I've just stumbled across a beautiful patch of the amazing purple dead nettle. Now this wildflower is completely edible, packed full of nutrition, and it's also classed as a medicinal herb too. So come with me and we'll celebrate everything to do with the purple dead nettle. So first things first, how did the purple dead nettle end up with such an awesome name, the dead nettle? And that's simply because it looks very similar to a stinging nettle. The leaves look like a stinging nettle, apart from it doesn't actually have a sting, hence the name dead nettle. Now, the purple dead nettle actually isn't even related to the nettle, it's in the mint family, and it's completely edible. It tastes amazing, it tastes so amazing, and it doesn't taste like mint at all, even though it's in the mint family. Now it's packed full of vitamins, minerals and antioxidants. And it's one of the first blooms of spring. And you'll normally find it blooming between March and October. To identify the purple dead nettle, it's really simple. Firstly, the leaves are a triangle shape, just like the nettle, but they have a super distinctive pinky purple tinge. Then it has these tiny little flower blooms, and these actually have a little bit of nectar inside. And if you eat them, they're very sweet like honey. And the main way to tell is the stem. It has a square stem. All the plants in the mint family have square stems. So if it's got triangle shaped leaves, a purple huey tint to it, pinky purple little flowers, and a square stem, that's purple dead nettle. So this special little wildflower has been used for its medicinal properties for centuries. It's anti-inflammatory, antifungal and antibacterial. It's really good for your kidneys, and it's also a diuretic. It's been traditionally used for, and still is used for, the treatment of seasonal allergies. It can really help with that spring and summer, them sneezing fits, and it's rich in vitamin C, iron and fibre, making this plant all in all a powerhouse of nutritional and medicinal uses. Now the purple dead nettle scientific name is actually Lamium purpureum, and if you translate that, that means purple monster, because this amazing wildflower falls into the category of a weed because it can just take over like a purple monster and consume someone's garden. But is that really such a bad thing? Because this flower is incredible. It's just packed full of nutrition and it's great for our health. And you can make it into wines or anything you want that you could normally use a wildflower in. Quiches, salads. But today, like we started traditionally doing for these videos, we're going to make a wildflower tea. And for that, we'll need the equivalent of 2 teaspoons of wildflower. So I'm going to take 1 top, pop it in my cup, 2 tops, just give it a blow, give it a little brush, make sure there's no little critters in there. Then we simply, leave the other hand for that, add our hot water. Now this tea is commonly used for insomnia. It helps you sleep. It's a relaxing tea. Wow, I can instantly smell that. Now we just got to give it a little stir and let it stew for about 10 minutes. So while that's stewing, traditionally in the olden days, in the folklores and all that, purple dead nettle was used to treat, well, it's used to cheer you up, it was used to give you happiness and cheerfulness. And because it's such a determined plant that can take over so much, hence the name purple monster, it was said that it could increase your determination. So if people wanted to succeed in things, they'd have a nice glass of purple dead nettle tea, and that was said to make them more determined. It's also used in witchcraft, or all sorts of witchy goodness. It's an amazing little wildflower. Can you believe that it falls in the category of a weed? Why did all these things fall into that category? How does a plant that's actually so packed full of goodness end up being on the hit list of the gardeners? Globally, we spend hundreds of millions of pounds on these man-made chemicals that they just damage everything to create, and then we pour them all over the earth, and it contaminates the earth for years and years to kill these edible flowers. And then in return, say for example an antihistamine, an allergy tablet, will have them constructed in countries around the world with all other forms of chemicals and drugs, and then flown all the way over to us, creating a massive carbon footprint, when all along these these wildflowers were growing out the floor the whole time. It's the strange logic that we've created in the modern world. But I have hope for the future. I'm sure things will all change as time progresses on. Once upon a time, we used to think the future was like the Jetsons, just full of high-tech flying cars and all things like that. But I think now we're starting to realise that the future, yeah, it's got flash technology, but not in the same way. The future is more of a sustainable life, living in balance and harmony with nature, with little eco homes, with the gardens on the roof, and us living more connected with our environment and getting our medicine locally from around us, because we're surrounded in food and medicine. It's literally growing on trees. Starting to change colour now. Could do with a lot more stewing, but let's give it a try. Oh, that's very strong. But nice. And it's packed full of all that goodness. Vitamins, vitamin C, iron, fibre, and the seeds have an oil in it that has antioxidants in it. Lots of antioxidants. That's really good for just boosting our overall health. Cheers! So, I hope you enjoyed this video about this amazing wildflower, the purple dead nettle. I hope you can add this flower into your life too and go out and experience it. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you all next time. Peace.